this morning, our Franklin County Board of Commissioners General Session for August 11th, 2020. If folks would please remember that this is a public meeting that's being recorded. We kindly ask that everyone maintain the same level of decorum as if it were a public meeting in person. Finally, for those of you that are calling in, please ensure that you have your line muted by pressing *6 on your phone. Thank you very much. We will begin this morning's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Commissioner Boyce.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Great. This morning, we will need the approval of the minutes of the March 24th, March 31st, April 7th, and April 14th, 2020 general sessions, as well as the August 6th, 2020 briefing session, and the August 3rd, 5th, and 7th, 2020 administrative briefings.
Commissioner Boyce, you're muted.
So move.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
The minutes have been approved. Thank you.
All right, to the engineer.
Resolution number 528-20. Resolution awarding contract and approving contract bond to Facemeyer Landscaping LLC for the Smothers Road at Harlem Road improvement, in the amount of $134,100.13.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Good morning.
My name is Cornell Robertson, Franklin County Engineer. This first resolution is for a drainage project in the northeast part of the county in Plain Township at the intersection of Smothers Road and Harlem Road. This resolution is a construction contract award with Facemeyer. We had a competitive bid on July 14th. We had two bidders, and Facemeyer had the lowest and best bid.
Okay, if there are no comments or questions, move for adoption. Uh-oh, got the wrong one here, sorry. Hey, for some reason, never mind. Okay, here we go. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 528-20.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 528-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 529-20, a resolution declaring the official intent and reasonable expectation of Franklin County on behalf of the state of Ohio to reimburse its motor vehicle license and gas tax fund for the Agler Road 1.52 over Alum Creek project CC23X with the proceeds of tax exempt debt of the state of Ohio.
Commissioners, this capital improvement project is also in the northeast part of the county. It is in Mifflin Township along Agler Road over Alum Creek. This particular resolution authorizes the Franklin County Engineer's Office to accept a loan awarded by Ohio Public Works Commission in the amount of $235,000. Any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 529-20.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 529-20 has been adopted.
Thank you all very much. Have a good day.
Thank
You
you.
You too.
Animal control.
Resolution number 530-20. Resolution authorizing a contract extension for spay, neuter, and veterinarian services in the amount of $871,500.
Good morning, Commissioners. This resolution authorizes a contract extension and supplemental appropriation for spay, neuter, and veterinarian services. After a competitive bid in 2018, veterinarian services were awarded to Shelter Outreach Services of Ohio with 4 one-year extension periods. This contract provides for all spay and neutering as well as all veterinarian services. There have been no modifications since the previously approved extension for August 2019 through August 2020. A supplemental appropriation is needed because the last contract extension modified the pricing structure after the 2020 budget was finalized. Pending any questions, we are requesting approval of this resolution. Thank you.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 530-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 530-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Allison. Good morning, Director. You, Child Support Enforcement.
Resolution number 531-20, resolution authorizing a consultant contract with Linda Norris for professional mediation services in the amount of $34,800.
Good morning, Commissioners. Susan Brown, representing Franklin County Child Support. In 2017, the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services received a grant from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, grants to states, access and visitation programs to enhance visitation between children and non-custodial parents. The CSEA applied for and received an award to provide such services through a contract with Linda Norris, a professional mediator, in accordance with the application. The initial sub-grant agreement expired June 30th, 2019, but we were awarded additional sub-grants through June 30th, 2021, and have the ability to receive an additional sub-grant until September 30th, 2022. By resolution, the county administrator is authorized to sign the sub-grant agreement to continue to provide access visitation programs and authorizes him to sign any subsequent sub-grant agreements issued under the initial award. This resolution authorizes the consulting contract with Linda Norris to provide the professional mediation for parents who wish to establish an agreed parenting time and child support order at the same time or any time thereafter the child support order is established. Pending any questions, I recommend this resolution be approved.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 531-20.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 531-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 532-20, resolution authorizing Franklin County Child Support Enforcement Agency to enter into a second contract with Community Endeavors Foundation for the customization and maintenance of efforts to outcomes case management programming related to the implementation of The Journey, A Parent's Voice Early Intervention Pilot Project in the amount of $4,800.
Commissioners, I ask your consideration in approving this contract, which again authorizes the CSEA to enter into a one-year agreement with Community Endeavors Foundation beginning January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020. The Community Endeavors Foundation was founded by a state fatherhood practitioner, Steve Kilpack, and others in 1992 as an Ohio charitable corporation and a private foundation. The foundation engages in grant making, direct charitable activities, and provides technical assistance to fatherhood providers and small community-based grassroots agencies. In addition, the foundation is a recognized leader locally, statewide, and in the Midwest on programs and policies related to low-income fathers and families. Community Endeavors provides a customizable web-based case management tracking system called Efforts to Outcomes that tracks clients' demographics, case management plans, participation, and other services. ETO, or Efforts to Outcomes, has been providing these services to our early intervention pilot program Journey, an integrated employment and parenting program, since last January. ETO system is a proven system also used by the state of Ohio Commission on Fatherhood to track required outcomes for the state fatherhood grantee programs. Pending any questions, I ask this resolution be approved.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 532-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 532-20 has been adopted.
Thank you and have a great day.
You
Thanks,
too.
Director. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 533-20, resolution authorizing a grant agreement with the Educational Service Center of Central Ohio to support Central Ohio Broadband Access Pilot Program in the amount of $500,000.
Morning, Commissioners. Director Jim Schimmer from Economic Development and Planning. We're really happy to bring forward a resolution this morning that I think is really very needed at this moment in time. Even before the COVID-19 pandemic, Franklin County was struggling with disparities in access to digital technology. In fact, in 2018, the National Digital Inclusion Alliance cited that out of 366,000 households in Franklin County, approximately 97,000, 26%, did not have access to broadband fiber. Additionally, out of those households, out of the 360,000 households, approximately 46,500 or 12% had no broadband access at all. So we have been working hard and diligently to understand that with COVID-19, this pandemic has made digital inclusion even a more pressing issue. With the majority of Americans working from home, children expected to learn online, the lack of fast, reliable, and affordable internet connections and appropriate devices to access on the internet would make everyday life extremely difficult. The truth of the matter is these numbers only compound the problem that we are running into. We have noted through the Rise Together blueprint that access to resources is a critical component part of what we want to do. And the number of families in Franklin County currently without internet access is unacceptably high, both in short-term COVID-related response, but then in the long-term strategy of making certain that folks have the ability to access what is commonplace technology. Commissioners, what we are looking to do with this particular resolution this morning is to participate in a program called the Central Ohio Broadband Access Pilot Program. It's a $3.7 million public-private partnership that'll address the immediate the immediate need for digital devices and access needs for low-income K through 12 students in Central Ohio for the 20 to 21 school year, by doing three specific things. One, providing 10,000 refurbished PCs. Number two, delivering 10,000 hotspot devices and 12 months of unlimited broadband access, and beginning in implementation in August of 2020 to meet the urgent needs of the upcoming school year. There's been a lot of effort underway already, but one of the things I'd like to point out in this particular instance is that the leadership class of 2019 and 2020 worked to create a program called the Columbus Digital Inclusion Coalition. Josh Roth, staff member on my department, participated in the Leadership Columbus program. And I want to thank Administrator Wilson for taking the time and energy to fund a staff member to provide themselves and make themselves available for this program. This is an absolute direct benefit that's coming out of that particular program. Along with Aaron Schill from Morpsey, both of these gentlemen have helped put this program together. EDP recommends to the Board of Commissioners that the Educational Service Center proposed Central Ohio Broadband Access Program would be funded with $500,000 from Franklin County, as well as obsolete county-owned PCs when and if possible. I know Director Reardon has been great about providing those, but the idea of making certain that unused hardware or overused hardware, I guess, that may have had its life with somebody can have another life with younger people. The Columbus City Schools is anticipated to commit $1.5 million towards this effort for school-age children within the win-win school districts, as well as those areas, as well as those kids that are attending charter schools. The pilot program will seek support from the private sector and philanthropic organizations such as Columbus Foundation to aid the provision of PCs and funding of internet subscriptions during the second half of the 20 to 21 school year. The collaborative was formed in the past couple of weeks as a likelihood that online learning in the fall is going to become more likely. Franklin County funds will be provided, will be used for computers as well as hotspots to school districts within the county. And we are looking forward to City of Columbus funds, which will go towards the win-win districts that I've mentioned before. One of the things I want to mention is that critical to this project, as you can imagine, coming very fast and quickly, we needed to have a variety of different partners. William Murdoch, who is the executive director of MORPC, is on the call this morning. I know Aaron Schill may also be, as well as a major partner, David Varder, who is treasurer of the Educational Service Center for Central Ohio. So commissioners, with that background and introduction, I just want to make sure that you understand we are recommending this program this morning and funding of $500,000 for this particular project. But I'd like to turn it over if any of the speakers this morning would like to talk and let them talk about the program a little bit more.
Good morning. This is William Murdoch with the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission. Good morning, commissioners. Thank you, Director Schimmer. We're proud to be involved in and supportive of this project with our partners at the Educational Services Center of Central Ohio. What's really impactful about this program is the speed with which it's moving to serve an urgent need. We all have efforts looking at the longer term and the medium term needs, but we have a very urgent need in our community to provide devices and access. And your support allows that to happen throughout Franklin County. We have designed the program so that it can even go beyond that, but Franklin County dollars will support Franklin County residents. As a regional planning commission, we were looking at a way to solve a big problem quickly, and your support helps to make that happen. We've already begun to brief school districts and communities, and the reception is one of excitement and one in addressing the needs. So again, we appreciate your support and the leadership of the whole Franklin County team in helping us to do this. And our data and mapping director at MORPC, Aaron Schill, has been absolutely a leader in this too. So we're very proud of him. But I would defer to our partner, David Varda at the Educational Services Center of Central Ohio at this point. Thank you again.
Good morning, commissioners and Director Schimmer. Obviously, we're very happy to be involved with this project. Anything that will help students in our member districts and in the area with community schools and non-public students also. So it's a good thing. And so I'm very happy to be here, and I won't take any more time other than thank you very much for your consideration.
This is wonderful. And I love the fact that this gives our residents, the children, the ability to have the computers and the broadband access in their homes. And, you know, when you talk about hotspots, I think about in the community, in public places, but this is in their homes. And it's so wonderful that we're able to provide that for the children that are doing their classwork in home virtually with their teachers right now because of the pandemic. This is incredibly helpful. And I am so grateful to our staff and to all of the partners that make this work. This is so helpful, along with what's been done by the city and other partners for City of Columbus schools and the other school districts, that this will help. We're making a real impact all the way around. Everybody's coming together as we do in this community. So thank you for making this happen.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I had actually a question, but I was going to say before that question, I agree with Commissioner Brown. You know, this is definitely low-hanging fruit in terms of the things that we know are important to do and need to be provided. But I guess and I probably should have asked this in briefing, but I guess what I'm wondering also is, where are the school districts? I mean, I've been reading about how most of them are providing their students with laptops and broadband and whatnot. And so this is obviously a supplement to that. So are we finding that the school districts, are there gaps in they can't provide the Chromebooks or the laptops to all of the students? Or so where is the gap that we're going to be meeting? I'm trying to understand.
Commissioners, Commissioner Boyce, specifically, I think one of the critical components is the actual ability to physically access the internet. And that is the difficulty that we're trying to manage with this case. It's not the hardware, but it's actually the programs that are out there that will allow access to broadband and digital inclusion services. So William or Aaron, I don't know if you have a better answer than that, but I think that's probably what I would suggest is the answer.
Yeah, this is Aaron Schill with MARPC. Thank you for your consideration. And to answer your question, we're being very clear that this is not intended to replace one-to-one strategies that school districts are implementing. We know a number of districts are looking at a 2 to 3 year plan to get to that one-to-one ratio for devices. So this provides a short-term way to do that and support them and complement those efforts. In terms of access, we do know that a lot of districts have been having conversations with different providers. What we've been able to do through the program is ensure that we are getting the best offers from each internet service provider we speak with. So we're essentially lifting that burden off of the districts for having to have those negotiations and trying to centralize that with the ESC, which is really the role that they play for their members in a lot of different services. So this is just one more way to extend those benefits to their members.
Right. I mean, I guess what I think I'm missing though is, how will we choose the students that get this resource? Because I think, again, you got the school districts, what they're doing, and did this as a broadband. I mean, how do we select? How will ESC even select the students to get this resource?
Yeah, so we're using a number of existing social support programs as program eligibility, as well as income. So any household that is 200% of poverty or below is qualified, as well as families participating in SNAP or other services that you may think of that would make them eligible for this. And so any household that is qualified through one of those programs or through income is eligible. We're working right now with the districts to understand what their needs are at an individual district level to apportion that capacity across districts to make sure we're meeting that. We think 10,000 is a somewhat conservative estimate of the overall need, but we wanted to start with something relatively modest and be able to ramp up if there's a need in the future to work with districts to extend that program and extend to more households, and we'll certainly talk with them about that.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful.
Excuse me, I missed briefing on Thursday. Commissioner Boyce just asked questions that I was interested in asking. I know that a lot of these districts have been providing iPads and devices for some time. And the big issue has been access to the internet for a lot of families, and so that he certainly was asking the questions that I was getting at. So we're covered. That's fine.
Commissioner O'Grady, one point I'll make too is that just from a very basic component piece of why it's important to have internet access. Even parents who may be unemployed at this moment in time could very well be lacking the ability to get onto the internet to be able to submit a job application, for example.
No doubt.
And so, we do have the ability to stretch this a little bit further, even past children. I guess households is maybe the important word here as well.
I understand. We in the Hilliard School District, Hilliard's been providing iPads for the kids. My children are in the Hilliard School District, and This is, I think, year 6 or 7. They've been providing iPads for the kids, and they've been dealing with this issue for some time. And kids have had to go to, Starbucks and Panera and
Right.
places to be able to access the internet because they haven't had the ability to do it in their own home. And so, which is fine, but it also, those businesses provide that for folks that are there to do business. Those community rooms that they have in the facility, they weren't initially set up for kids to study, and so it's not that they're not willing. It's just that it wasn't what it was provided for to start with, and so it's not necessarily as conducive. And so that, and frankly, mom and dad don't want to have to, drive their kids to Starbucks or drive their kids to Panera to do their homework every night. You shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to do it at your kitchen table or in your bedroom, like a normal family. And so, and it just adds another layer when, we've been dealing with, families that are where we're trying to engage parents in their kids' education for years. And, this is just another layer of that issue when you're trying to encourage parents to be more involved in their kids' education, adding another impediment to that by, now forcing mom or dad or somebody to have to then pick up and take their child to another place to be able to get their homework done. Homework isn't like it was back in our day when, you did your homework on a piece of paper with a pencil and turned it in, or with a pen and turned it in. It's all done on the iPad these days. Your assignments are done on your iPad. They're turned in by a certain time on the iPad. Everything's done on the iPad or on some sort of a device. And if you don't have access to the internet, it sets everybody back. So this is great stuff.
Commissioner Grady, just to add some additional information, because that's an excellent question. The program's designed to flex based on the individual district's needs. So districts that have been assertive at getting those devices out but need broadband, the program can accommodate. Those that may need devices and broadband, same thing. So what we've designed it to do is to meet each district and their particular unique needs. And I should mention too, we're also very grateful for the leadership of our friends at the City of Columbus, particularly Director Orth and his team. This program serves Franklin County's dollars will serve students in different geographic areas, but it allows for a consistent approach with either devices and or broadband across the whole county. So we're pretty excited about that.
As you may know, I've been hearing about that side of this project for some time, whether I wanted to hear about it or not.
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. I want to thank everyone involved in this collaborative. You all put a lot of work in. Credit the alumni of Leadership Columbus for being able to take a project to scale such as this. As an alumnus, those projects I know take up a lot of your time. And you guys that are Aaron and Josh, you all probably set a new gold standard for community impact by being able to be members of respective organizations and take the project to the scale of a $3.7 million collaborative. And it's such an effective use of CARES Act dollars because the county commissioners have been laser focused upon closing inequality areas within the county and gaps. And digital access is certainly one of those gaps in our community that this will aid the inequalities as it relates to internet access. Because so many kids have lost avenues to go to recreation centers or other places due to the COVID pandemic, due to social distancing requirements. So we need to be able to reach into homes. And as we know, today, internet access is certainly a public utility. It is critical in every home as we advance. As Director Schimmer said, families having access to search for employment, to pay bills, everything is online. And because of that, having broadband access is truly a public utility. So we as a community have this time with these one-time dollars to effectively put them to use for something that will build community sustainability. So it's great. I want to thank all of the folks involved in bringing this resolution forward. It's the excellent use of CARES Act dollars.
Ken, you bring up a good point, and I think if my colleagues are agreeable, it would be nice to send a note of thanks to Leadership Columbus to let them know what the team at Leadership Columbus who brought this forward did, and let them know how important the program is to the community and that it matters that we send people through the program, because the members of Leadership Columbus classes do make an impact in the community. It's really a good program for the community.
Yeah.
Good suggestion.
I didn't know somebody else about to talk. Okay. Is that all right? If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 533-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 533-20 has been adopted.
Isn't it 530?
There's
Yeah,
two.
530.
It was 533. He said 523.
530.
Dean,
Yeah.
we got you. We got you, Dean.
Well, I apologize. It is resolution number
That's okay.
533-20.
I can't believe we caught Dean.
Wow.
Dean
He's been-
never makes a mistake.
Wow, yeah.
You've been waiting on that one for a long time.
I have. I totally have. Totally.
Kevin, that was good.
Thank you very much for your consideration.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. Resolution number 534-20. Resolution authorizing a supplemental appropriation to utilize funding provided under the CARES Act for the Emergency Shelter Grant Program. Director Schimmer, you're muted, sir.
He's fast, that Dean, I'll tell you. Thank you very much.
Indeed it
Oh,
is.
he won't make a mistake for the rest of this meeting, that's for sure.
I appreciate that, Dean. Thank you. This resolution authorizes a supplemental appropriation in the amount of $1.8 million to utilize the second installment of funding under the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Securities Act, CARES Act of 2020 for the Emergency Shelter Grant. In early September, Commissioners, we will bring forward the contract that is associated with this appropriation, but I would ask for your approval of this appropriation this morning.
Okay. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 534-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 534-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 535-20, review of petition to annex 2.8 acres, more or less, from Mifflin Township to the City of Columbus, case number ANX-12-20.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jenny Snap, Economic Development and Planning Assistant Director, and I am unmuted. Nobody caught me this morning. So this petition is to review a resolution to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation of 2.8 acres from Mifflin Township to the City of Columbus. The area to be annexed includes property located at 2844 Johnstown Road, and 1690 Stelzer Road, and 1700 to 1716 Stelzer Road, which is east of Stelzer, north of Johnstown, west of I-270, and south of I-670. Petition was filed by agent and attorney David Hodge of Underhill and Hodge, and Mr. Hodge is in attendance if you have any questions. On behalf of the owners, Trevi Properties and Airport Business Center, LLC. 53.1% of the site's perimeter is contiguous with the city of Columbus, and the city passed ordinance number 1663-2020 on July 20th, 2020, indicating the services that would be provided once the annexation is approved, and a statement regarding incompatible land uses and as the zoning buffer. Petition meets all statutory requirements outlined in section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 535-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 535-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Appreciate that. And now we will move to Job and Family Services. Good morning.
Commissioner. Resolution number 536-20. Resolution approving a contract for on-case management services between the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services and the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center in the amount of $177,470.85.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Turner, Assistant Director. Per this contract, 2 case managers will be stationed at the Wexner Medical Center to provide timely assistance in determining patient eligibility, primarily for Medicaid, but also for other agency programming. The on-site case managers are housed in the financial offices inside the Wexner Center, but can remotely serve customers throughout the campus, including the James and those treated at the University East Hospital. Under the terms of the contract, OSU will reimburse the agency for actual full-time employee costs for the case managers, as well as a part of the cost for their supervisor and clerical support. The total cost of the contract is not to exceed $177,470.85, and it includes options to extend the contract by 2 additional 12-month periods. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 536-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 536-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 537-20. Resolution approving a contract for on-site case management services between the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services and Nationwide Children's Hospital in the amount of $88,378.81.
Commissioners, per this contract, an FCD-JFS case manager will be stationed on site at Children's Hospital to provide assistance in determining patient eligibility for Medicaid and other agency programs. The contract continues a nearly 20-year partnership between our agency and Children's Hospital. Under the terms, Children's Hospital will reimburse us for the actual full-time employee costs, as well as a part of the cost for the supervisor and clerical support. This agreement also includes options to extend the contract by 2 additional 12-month periods. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 537-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 537-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 538-20. Resolution authorizing the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services Director to execute an extension to a service agreement with the City of Columbus Office of Diversity and Inclusion for facilitation of race equity training sessions on behalf of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners.
Commissioners, as we were working to develop your Rise Together blueprint, everyone from residents up to the steering committee members recognized that structural and systematic racism is an underlying condition of poverty. This agreement, which we originally brought to you last December, will allow us to facilitate several training cohorts for the City of Columbus staff and other community partners to undergo the 2-day training with the Racial Equity Institute. The terms of the original agreement were through January 15th, 2021, but the training sessions have been delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And we are expected to extend, and the trainings are expected to extend beyond the initial end date. This amendment will extend the terms of the agreement through December 31st, 2021. All other terms and conditions are unchanged. The City of Columbus will cover all of the costs for all of the training cohorts. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 538-20.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 538-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, and everyone have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Director, we will now go to Justice Policy and Programs. Director Daniels.
Resolution number 539-20, resolution authorizing a professional service contract with Wendy Adcock for peer support and case management services through the fiscal year 2019 Centers for Disease Control and Prevention grant in the amount of $22,880.
Good morning, Commissioners. Michael Daniels, Director of the Office of Justice Policy and Programs. Our first contract this morning is a contract for peer support and case management services with Miss Wendy Adcock to help out the ladies who are in our various programs. Pending any questions, we'd ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 539-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 539-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 540-20, resolution authorizing a consultant contract with Christopher Menapace for the purposes of providing subject matter expertise, evidence-based practices, and coordination for grant-funded projects in the amount of $35,000.
Commissioners, this resolution authorizes a consulting contract with Christopher Menapace, who you may recall was the deputy fire chief in the city of Whitehall. Chief Menapace retired last year. We are offering to bring him on as a consultant to continue to help us with our safe stations planning in Whitehall and potentially additional safe stations location.
Froze up.
You froze.
I know Director Daniels was having some computer issues beforehand, before session. It did take him a few minutes to get back in. Would you like to hold the resolution, or do you have enough information?
I have enough.
I was just going to add, I didn't know what the safe stations was. I was going to ask what the safe stations was, but
Okay.
we can.
You want to hold?
Come back when he regains his.
He's logging back in, Commissioners. How about if we hold it and we'll circle back?
Yeah, go ahead and move
Sounds
on
good.
to Director Perry Ballin here with purchasing if she's available.
Actually,
We've got human resources.
Oh, I was moving ahead. Sorry. I guess I should pull up my. We do have human resources. I apologize. I didn't have my. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Resolution number 541-20. Resolution authorizing a contract extension with Cancer Bridge LLC for a concierge cancer support program for the Franklin County Cooperative Health Improvement Program in the amount of $49,500.
Do we not have somebody from Human Resources?
Jody,
Good morning, Commissioners. This is Jody Lease, Assistant Director of HR.
Good morning,
Good
Jody.
morning.
Hi. This resolution authorizes a contract extension with Cancer Bridge Cancer Bridge is associated with The Ohio State University's The James Center, and it provides access to oncology nurse specialists as well as oncology physician experts for our members of the cooperative and their families. The service does not provide medical treatment, and there is no requirement to receive treatment at the James. Rather, these discussions with these cancer experts are informational. They help individuals understand their disease better, knowing what types of questions to ask their physician, being able to speak with an oncologist specialist in their specific type of cancer. So that is what this service is providing to our cooperative members. And it is provided at no cost to our members as well. And this contract extension will take us through January 31st of 2021. Any questions? If not, I ask for approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 541-20.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 541-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now that I have my agenda pulled up, I guess we are now ready to go to purchasing. Director Perry Ballinier.
Resolution number 542-20. Resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $986,641.71.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry Ballinier, Director of Purchasing. The resolution before you requests your approval of 57 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding. This week, 8 out of 18 eligible POs totaling $344,081.70 are being presented for award to 1 small and emerging business enterprise and 7 women business enterprises. This represents 44% of the eligible PO volume and 98% of the eligible PO dollar value. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 542-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 542-20 has been adopted.
Thank you very much.
Commissioners,
Now go back to Director Daniels.
he is on the line, Commissioners.
Great.
Good morning, Commissioners, and sorry I'm having technical difficulties. This is the third time this morning my computer has spontaneously rebooted without warning. As I was saying, this is a contract with, with Christopher Menapace, former Deputy Chief of Fire in the city of Whitehall. He was instrumental in helping to set up the Safe Stations program there. We'd like to bring him on a consulting contract to help us continuation of that program, as well as the establishment of additional safe stations like programming throughout the county, contingent upon some pending grant funding. So if there are no further comments or questions, we'd ask for your approval of this contract.
Thanks, Director Daniels. Tell me more about the Safe Stations program. I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah. So, Commissioner, the Safe Stations program is the program, our sort of very forward-thinking and first of its kind, perhaps, the program in the city of Whitehall, where a person who is in need of treatment specifically for opiate addiction or abuse can walk in at any time of day to the Whitehall Fire Station and say, I'm tired of this, I would like treatment. They will do, the fire department there will do an immediate health assessment and determine if that person needs to go to the hospital first. If not, they will take them directly to a guaranteed bed at a treatment facility. We're currently using the Maryhaven Mask facility on South High Street. There's no police involved, so there's no warrant check. If you come in with drugs and paraphernalia, you can surrender those without penalty at the fire station. The program has been running for about 2 years and is so far easily contributed with saving a few hundred lives. We'd like to continue that program, so would the mayor in Whitehall, and we're looking at how do we expand that program to the west side and the south side.
Outstanding. Thank you so much for that. If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 540-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 540-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, commissioners, and thank you for your patience with my technological difficulties this morning.
No problem. All right, so we have completed our agenda. I'm sorry, Clerk Hinden Lang, are there any journalizations today?
Not this morning, Commissioner.
Okay, well, that then concludes our agenda for August 11th. Mr. Kovac, do you have any questions for anybody today?
Not today. I will on Thursday, though, so get excited.
We will prepare ourselves. We will gird our loins. Is there any other members of the media on the call that would like to ask questions of the commissioners or anybody else? All right, hearing none, then we will end the meeting, and in a few minutes we will begin our zoning hearing. So,
And we re-log in to another link.
Yeah, we have it's on. Should be in your
Yeah.
calendar. Whenever we have another Zoom.
Yes.
Zoom log into.
Dean, how do I get access to that meeting? Or do I?
You can't.
No, don't give him access.
Commissioner O'Grady denied public access to a public meeting. I mean, can you send me the login?
Mark, send it to you right now.
Yeah, you should have access to it. I'd imagine Tyler or Dean can get it for you.
Mark, we'll get it to you as soon as I get a chance.
I'll send it to you right
thank
now.
you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.